Hello everyone, this is Mansouri from Mansouri Immigration Firm, and today I'm going to tell you the new policy that will come into effect from January 30th, 2023 regarding open work permit holders here in Canada. People who wanted to apply for open work permit as a spouse or dependent children of the work permit holder, they needed to meet some specific requirement in order to be eligible for open work permit as a spouse, of course, and dependent children. So the new policy, the old policy was about people who wanted to apply for open work permit based on the work permit of their spouse or their parents. What it mean was, for example, if you come here and you go to school, you can apply for open work permit for your spouse and dependent children. After you graduated, you can apply for postgraduate work permit, and your spouse could apply for open work permit only if you had a job in NOC 0, A, or B and provided 3 pay stubs and some other requirements. Right now, you don't need to meet that requirement anymore. So as long as you have a job, whatever tier it is, 1 to 5, doesn't matter, managerial, like anything, you can apply for work permit for your spouse with only one exception. If you're here for seasonal, low-wage stream, agricultural work permit, still tier 5, 4, and 5, still you cannot apply for open work permit for your spouse and your dependent children. So this is very important. So if you're here, if you have a work permit and your spouse wants to apply for an open work permit, you don't have to get certain jobs or have 3 pay stubs ready. So they made it much easier for spouses and dependent children of work permit holders. Another news and another policy that will be in effect from January 30th is that if you're here on open work permit for your spouse and you guys get separated or divorced, your open work permit will remain valid. It means that, for example, if you have a 2-year open work permit and your spouse is going to school or have an LMI or job offer or anything, and you have a 2-year work permit, and after 1 year, for example, you guys get separated or divorced, your work permit is still valid up to the validity date. At the end of the validity date, you can apply for another work permit. Of course, you cannot apply for renewal because you guys are not together anymore, and the reason for that work permit does not exist anymore. But you can apply for another work permit. So it was completely legal for you to be here and work here. This is another news, and the other way of applying for open work permit, which is not very new to us, is for people who are main applicants of any economic immigration programs. Their spouse and dependent children can apply for open work permit. We used to have that like before with bridging open work permits, for example, or provincial nominee programs or some other type of economic immigrations, but they just made it very obvious. So if your spouse or your parents are working here, or if you're working here and you want to apply for your spouse or your dependent children up to the age of 22, you don't need to meet certain requirements for the specific job tier or NOC that you have, and you can apply for your dependents. And for the difference between job and NOC, I think we have another video. You can check that out. And if you have any questions, you can just comment in the comment section. Have a great day.